Catherine from Jayne, Catherine on Books, and I thought I'd jump on the camera today and just give you an update on my recent reads and what I am tackling at the moment. So the first one, Lucy Coleman. If you remember, these were all from my latest book haul, and I said that I'd start reading them straight away, which I am doing. I'm working my way through them. So this is Summer in Provence, and recently finished this. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars in the end. Now, generally speaking, it felt more like a 3.5 as we were going along. But then in the sort of last third of it, it picked up pace. You knew more what was... It sort of started tying the story together more. And then when I looked... reflected, perhaps is the right word, reflected on what the book was about and the messages it was portraying. It's a very easy writing style, very easy to get immersed in. I put my review, my star up to 4 stars. It is an enjoyable book. If you remember, this one is about Fern and Aidan won the lottery and decided that they'd spend a year apart doing what they wanted to do. Mainly the husband wanted to. They'd married young and he wanted to jet set backpack around the world. And really, Fern didn't like flying that much and didn't really want to be backpacking. So she went to Provence in France for a year to learn how to paint. And yes, it was a good story. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say too much about it because it'll spoil it for you. But yeah, put it up to a 4 stars because overall, she is very good at her craft. Is Lucy Coleman. She's an easy, very easy writing style about her. So that was Summer in Provence. Sarah Morgan, one of my faves, Family for Beginners, and this was a 5-star read for me. It's sort of, you think on the surface, this is what I like about Sarah Morgan, and you think on the surface that it's a bit of a chick lit type family drama type romance, but the more you read of her books, the more you appreciate that she has quite a few important messages to put across, and she's very good at characters, and the characters are very real life and the situations are very real life. And this was the one where Flora falls in love with Jack, who lost his wife, I don't know, a year, 18 months previously. He's got 2 daughters, one that's 17 and one that's about 11, and it's all about really their story, their starting of their friendship. It portrays very well grief. So the eldest daughter, how she grieves differently to the young little girl, how Jack himself is grieving the loss of his wife, and also how very difficult it is to fit in a ready-made family when you start a new relationship. It just had everything that I wanted. I don't always give every book of hers a 5 stars, 4 or 5 stars generally, but this was definitely 5-star for me. I highly recommend it. It was a very nice, enjoyable read. So Family for Beginners, Sarah Morgan. Okay, then what did I pick up next? Because it was, I picked this up first, The Silent Patient, and we've all heard of that, I'm sure, Alex McAlady's, and I've come to a bit of a standstill, shall we say. Alicia was shot her husband and never spoke again, and was committed to a mental health unit, and there's like a psychologist that hears of her story and decides that he's going to go and apply for a job where she is, because he's fascinated by her case and also feels that he it's a bit of a professional challenge, really. He wants to be able to cure this woman, get her to speak and find out what it's all about. And it's, you know, it's very well revered by many people. But I have to say I started struggling. I'm struggling a bit with it. I know I'm not that far into it, so I'm obviously going to give it more chance. I'm up to page 56. Yeah, I'm not... this psychologist, I presume, is going to be a big player in this book. But I don't know, I just can't warm to him at the minute. So I'll put it down again for a minute. Yeah, let me know. I know Nola, I think Nola, you said that you'd read it and you loved it, so you'll have to try and persuade me it's worth chipping away at it. One I'm thoroughly enjoying, Peril in Paris, Catherine Woodfine. I always like her books, and this is no exception. I can read, you know, like a middle grade book and then adult book or a YA book at the same time. I can swap and change like that, so I'm fortunate like that. And I'm steaming away through this one, it's lovely. This is the new one in a new series, Secret Agents, Taylor and Rose, Peril in Paris. And it's historical fiction, and I've just got to a really exciting part where some children have been rescued. So I am thoroughly enjoying this. I should imagine, unless it goes downhill from here on in, I think it'd be about a 4-star read for me. But I'm thoroughly enjoying that one. So as I finished the Lucy Coleman, I decided that I would have a go at this, The Doll Maker, Nina Allen. Well, it's a bit strange and I don't know if it's going to suit me. We start off really with this young lad called Andrew Garvey. Doesn't really fit in with his peers. He's a little bit on the chubby side, and he's quite a loner. He's interested in different things. You know, he's not in with the cool kids, and so doesn't really fit in at school. And you just get in the measure of him and an understanding how he becomes a collector of dolls. It becomes a little bit of an obsession with him. And he sort of wants to meet like-minded people who have got this same interest. Because some of them are worth quite a lot of money and they do become big collector's pieces. And so we start off with him, we get to know him. He becomes into young adulthood, and he answers an advertisement in one of his magazines for doll collectors. And there's a lady there called Bramber Winters who is very much interested in dolls as well, but she is in some sort of institution on Bodmin Moor. Now I'm not sure if he realises that she's in some sort of an institution, because the place where she lives has just got a house name, and so whether he just thinks that's a private home, I'm not really sure. So I was just really getting into it, and then suddenly it changes. So then we go into, it's as if we're taken inside a fable. And this fable is Polish in origin, and it's translated. So he's on this train, he's going to meet Bramber in real person. And he starts reading this book about collection of dolls and various things. And so we're suddenly taken away from this plot that was building nicely and thrown into this fable about a queen and a king and a dwarf, and a menage a trois between the king, the queen and a dwarf. And apparently there are fables that suggest that really people that did, you know, they had problems with the growth hormone, as we now know, but were called dwarfs back in the day, were really taken advantage of and really were abused. And it was not okay for queens to have extramarital relationship, shall we say. That wasn't the done thing, but it was a done thing for the Queen to do it with the dwarf of the royal household. And yeah, how strange. It was deemed that that was the property of the royal household and of the king and queen, and therefore with the king's permission she could have sex with this person. Never mind that they've got real feelings just like everybody else. So I'm a bit, you're suddenly going along quite nicely, getting to know about Andrew and why he is like he is and his collections, and talking to Bramber, the exchange letters, and we're suddenly then thrown into this fable with a king and queen and a dwarf and this menage a trois that's going on, and I think, what the heck's this about? I mean, I was expecting a bit of magical realism, but I'm not quite sure whether that fits. But anyway, we'll see. We will see how it goes. I've had to put it down a bit because, sometimes when you're expecting something from a book and then something else happens and it throws you, you have to leave it a while, don't you? Because you're disappointed that I'm suddenly with this king and queen and not Andrew. Anyway, so that's that one. So I think this is going to be good. I've just started this one because I couldn't face that, and I couldn't face the silent patient. So the house share, Kate Helm. And I just started this morning. I'm up to chapter 3, and so far I am enjoying it. And it started off, there is an old factory, an old dye factory in London, in Bermondsey in London, that has been turned into studio apartments, and it's a bit like a community sharing project, really. So that everybody that lives there, it's like in the basement, all the washer and dryers, and they do the laundry, and then on the ground floor it's set out like a library, and it's got video conferencing facilities, that sort of thing. The next floor up is called Nourish, and it's got the kitchen, the dining room, the pantries, and there's 2 studios there. The next floor up is the emotional support, emotional well-being, yoga, fitness suite. The top floor, they've got a roof terrace and a bar and a gaming area. So everybody that rents one of these studio apartments within this old dye factory has the facilities of the whole building. And it's where I've got so far is that they've got two flats that have come up for rent. Previous occupants have left, and there's like a party going on for the new applicants, because everybody that already lives there, it sounds a good idea really, everybody that already lives there has got to get on with whoever moves in. So they have a bit like a welcoming party to get to know the applicants who want to rent it. I'm sure all isn't as it appears. I've just got that feeling about it. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good psychological thriller. So hopefully I'll be able to give you more of an update on that next time. So that's where I am. I'm, I've had a 4-star read, a 5-star. I'm well on the way to a 4-star with the Peril in Paris. Whether I finish the Silent Patient or the Doll Maker, I'm not sure yet. But just wanted to let you know my thoughts and feelings on it. So yeah, if you've read any, either the Silent Patient or the Doll Maker, let me know what your thoughts are. I did find out that Nina Allen, that has written the Doll Maker, is known for writing science fiction. So probably, that it's going to have more of a science fiction connotation to this fable than perhaps just a bit of magical realism, but we'll see. Anyway, that's a quick update. Hope you're having a good reading month so far in August, and I'll see you again next video. Bye for now.